Hello everyone. So this video is done, to show you a couple of questions on the crypt arithmetic topic. Some of the companies are conducting these type of, are asking these type of questions nowadays. So we just thought, why don't we just pick a couple of questions to, help you get a better understanding of how to solve this. So before I solve this question, I would first list down a few rules rather I would put, which would generally, be kept in mind while you solve these questions. So these are similar to, doing numerical additions or subtractions, whatever the basic computations that are generally done. It's just that instead of giving a numerical value here, they're giving an alphabetical, a variable sort of it. So now it's like when they say PP plus QQ is equals to PPR, you have to imagine like this: P plus Q is equals to P and R. Like a 2-digit number, another 2-digit number are added, and the outcome is a 3-digit number that I am getting, right? Let's say, for example, just taking a random example like 24, maybe let's take for example in this case, right, like something like 77, because it's the same letters. Then I have 88, so I get 8 plus 7 15, then I'll get 7 plus 8 how much, 15 plus 1 16, then 165, right, something like this. Right, so something like saying that PP plus QQ is coming out to be something, but here they give PPR. So what it means is each alphabet will have one unique number, digit rather, not number actually. Let me put it there. Each alphabet is mapped to one digit, right, between 0 to 9. So totally there are 10 possible digits, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9. So each alphabet will be mapped to one digit, and there will be no repetition. Like I mean to say, two alphabets cannot be mapped to same digit. Generally they follow the rule where they don't let two alphabets like P and Q cannot be equal to 1 or 2 or 3. And second, same P will not have multiple numbers or digits in different parts of the question. So you have to keep in mind there will be a unique value like P is equals to something, and it will be sticking to that value throughout the entire question. Q is equals to something, and P and Q cannot be the same values. If I know P is 7, Q can be anything from 0 to 9 other than 7. That is something that you should automatically understand, because 7 is already assigned for P, and P cannot have any other values anywhere else. It's a fixed thing, right? This is the basic mapping of alphabet to digit that you have to keep in mind, 1-to-1 mapping. So as long as you keep in mind and then try to do it like a simple addition or subtraction that you do, and just try to think over cases, right? It's more like trying to think possible cases to get these questions done. So for example, if I am talking about P plus Q is summing up to R, see, the interesting part you have to observe here is that P plus Q is coming to P again, right? So the same P plus Q is coming to R and P plus Q is coming to P. How is that possible? The thing could be that P plus Q is more than 10, like for example like 11 or 12 or something. So there will be one which is carried forward. So if I get something like 10 plus, right, R like P plus Q is coming out to be 13, for example. Let's just take for example 13. So R will be 3, there will be one which is carried forward. So 1 plus P plus Q will be definitely be 14, because P plus Q is 13. So 1 plus P plus Q must be 14. So that means I will get 4 here, and then 1 is carried forward here, right? So that's why P plus Q is coming to be two different values in these two cases. But again, that's not satisfying this condition for whatever the values I took, because now I am getting 1 again here, and P is 4 and P is 1 here, so it's sort of a contradiction. So let me go back and tell you how to solve this question, right? Keep this in mind, and then let's again attack this. Just undo this. So I will start off when I solve this question from a extreme left perspective. See, when I am adding two digits, right, the best case is that P can be like 9 and Q can be 8, or Q can be 9 and P can be 8, anything. So the maximum values I can have are 8 and 9 for two digits. Even if I do that, right, 9 plus 8 is 17. So the max I can carry forward is only 1. I will never cross 20, right? Even if I write here, let's say I take 9 and 18, so 9 plus 8 is 17. I get 1 here, so 9 plus 8 is 17 plus 1, 8 here, and then I carry forward 1. So there is no way in the given scenario I would be able to get more than 1 for this. The other thought you might think is, what if it is 0, right? What if P is 0? Generally, you don't get a 3-digit number listed like this with P being 0. That's a basic rule to keep in mind. It wouldn't be, even if by chance you thought so. Okay, if P is 0, 0 plus Q, if it is R and 0 plus Q is P, it's a contradiction, right? What value can Q have such that Q can be 0, 1? Anyways, if I am giving P 0, if I am giving p 0, if q is 9, 0 plus 9 is 9. If q is 8, 0 plus 9, 8 is 8. So what value I can give to q such that p plus q is r in one case and p plus q is p in another case, because any value I give to q, there will nothing be carried forward, so there is no way I will get two different values. So clearly p can't be 0, and as I said, very important point, if I give you ppr, it means it should be 3-digit number, and it means p can't be 0. That's another rule, you can always stick to these questions. They'll set such a way that they won't give a 2-digit number like 0, 2, 3, they don't call it 3 digits, okay. So in that way p can't be 0. So from these two things I should be very clear for you that p has to be 1, that from whatever I have discussed till now, if these two numbers add up to, the maximum I can carry forward is 1 or 0, 0 can't be possible, so p can be 1. Right, with this in mind, my goal is to find the values for q and r so that I can find p plus q plus r. So now I know that p is 1. So what can be the value of q such that, right, I get something carried forward? Q has to be 9. If q is anything other than 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 1 plus 8 will simply be 9. Right, then if q is 8, 1 plus 8 is 9, 1 plus 8 should again be 9. So there can't be two different values p and r. So that means it's simply that q has to be 9 such that, so 1 plus 9 is equals to 10. So 0 will be here and 1 is carried forward. 1 plus 9 is 10, plus 1 is 11, and again I carried forward. That means q has to be 9 and r has to be 0. So the answer is simply saying 11 and 99 are sum up to 110. pp, qq add up to ppr. That's simple, right? These are the answers. So what is the value for p plus q plus r? It's simply 10 is the answer for it. Right? That's how you can solve this question, right? If you're still confused, don't worry, just pause it, rewind and watch this again. First of all, try to do it on your own with whatever the points I've discussed, and then try it. You will definitely get used to it, right? It just requires a little bit of practice and you will be comfortable with these questions. So next one, this one is a tricky one. It is definitely harder one. If you ask me, it's better to leave the question in the exam. Right? One of you have asked it, so I am doing this. It will take time, just be patient. So as I said, if you observe carefully, there is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9 and 10. There are 10 unique alphabets. You see, F, O, R, T, Y are 5 unique. T is already repeated, E is unique, 6th unique, N is 7th unique, T, N is already repeated, S is 8th unique, I is 9th unique and X is 10th unique. So basically there are F, O, R, T, Y, E, N, S, I, X. There are 10 alphabets and we know there are only 10 digits in the entire game. So you just got to map each one to something, right? 0 to 9 should be mapped to this. Once we are done with it, then the question is done, right? That's why asking for values for each. They could ask for specific alphabet only. I'm just doing it for all. I said it takes a little bit of patience. Just try to focus as much as you can. If not, rewind it again. So I'll repeat. So 40 is written like this. Then I do 10 and then I do 10 is equals to 60. The easiest interpretation that you can make is that y plus n is coming to be y. How can that happen? Only if n is 0 or it's 5. See, y plus 0 is y, or y plus 5 is y plus 10. So it will still be y, there will be one which is carried forward, right? So there are only two possibilities. As I said, n can be 0 or 5. But if you see this, if I assume to be n as 5, right? Let's take the case of n as 5. So let me just do a different color. So let's assume to be 5 and 5. So y plus 5 will be 10 plus y, which will be y is here and then 1 is carried forward. 1 plus t plus e can never be t. See this? Right, you might think, okay, you see, one of the possibilities never be 0, obviously I have t here. So that means 1 plus t plus e should sum up to 10 plus t, right, technically. If you ask me in proper numerical sense, 1 is added to t. Let's say if I am talking about t as, for example, I am giving 9. So 1 plus 9, right, would not become 9, definitely, right. It will only become 19 where I carry forward 1 or 29. Becoming 29 is pretty much impossible in this case, but let's see. So 1 plus 9, even if I am taking t as 9, e can be 8, that's the next biggest number. What do I get by adding all three of them? 1 plus 9 is 10 plus 8 is 26. Right, it's not going to come to 9 again, right? So there is no way I can come up to 29. There's only one way I can come to 19. How can I do that? if and only if, I can never do it, even if I have 0 and 0, right? 1 plus 9 is 10. If I do 5 and 5, 1 plus 9 plus 5 plus 5 is how much? 20. I can't do 5 plus 4. See, whatever the cases you try, you just try your best to see. If I have E and E same numbers, I can never get E again here because there's additional 1 here. So for that reason, so what am I concluding finally? I am concluding that I cannot have 1 carried forward. So that means n must be 0, it can't be 5. It must be 0, there is no doubt about it. So that I don't carry forward 1 here. Right, once I don't carry forward 1 here, right, let me just replace this also, n with 0, because that's what we understood. Right, y plus 0 is y, so nothing is carried forward. So t plus e will be t only if e is 5. E can't be 0 because n is already taking up that, right? So as I said, t plus e plus e will be t, the same digit, only if e and e has to be either 0 or 5. N is already 0, so e has to be 5 because that's the only option left for it. So which means something will be carried forward which will be 1. T plus 5 will be like 10 plus t, so t plus 1 is carried forward. So I still don't know what t and y are, right? It could be anything 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. We still got to figure that out. Let's leave that. So 1 plus r plus t is coming out to be x, okay? 1 plus r plus t is coming out to be x, as in the last digit x. I might be carrying forward 1 or 2, I don't know, 20 something, 20 plus x or 10 plus x. We still don't know that. Okay, so o plus something is coming up to I, o plus 1 is I, or o plus 2 is I, anything. But you have to understand, I should also have something carried forward 1. Why? Because f and s, there's nothing else is added here. So just something should be carried forward, then and only then I can land up with f different from s. See, these digits have to be different, right? F is s only if something is added to it. So if I had 5 here, for example, I know 5 is already taken, so 5 plus 1 is 6. If nothing is carried forward, 5 will be written as 5 only. So it should be f and f here, not s. So keeping that in mind, it has to be 1. Why can't it be 2? Try to see how can you add o plus something to get it 20 plus. You can never, right? So it has to be simply only plus 1. Carry forward plus 1. So f plus 1 is s. This has to be true. I don't know what f and s are. It could be 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 3 and 4. It can't be 4 and 5 because s is already taken. So that's already ruled out. Leaving that maybe 6 and 7, 7 and 8 and 8 and 9, right? There are a lot of possibilities as of now. That's rule. So how would I get plus 1 carried forward when o is added? It can be that o got plus 1 added to it, right? It could be plus 2. There is no way I will get plus 3. Imagine this 3 digits adding up. Can I get 30? No, right? Even if it's 9, 9 and 9, can't happen. I'm just saying it. 9 plus 9 plus 9 plus 1 is 28. So that means it should be either 1 or 2 carried forward. 1 plus r plus t should be either 10 plus or 20 plus. It can never be 30 plus. So keeping that in mind, I'm only having these two options, 1 and 2. So let's select one of that. I mean, try the cases, right? What do I get if I have o plus 1? O can be maximum 9, as the digits can be from 9, right? So 9 plus 1 is 10. In that case, I will be having 9 plus 1, 10. And I get 1 forward, but the problem is I can't be 0 because n is already 0, it's already taken up. So this is not a possible value. So this is ruled out. That means it has to be 2. If I have o is equals to 9, I'll just repeat it again for you to understand with the numbers directly itself. If o is 9, that's the largest possible value of the digits, right? If I do 9, I take 1 carried forward in this story, right? 1 plus r plus t plus t, let's say is it like 13, 15, 16, something in 10 to 20, 10 to 19. So if 1 is carried forward, 9 plus 1 will be 10. So that means I should be equal to 0 with 1 carried forward, but I can't be 0 because n is already 0. So that means what is the possibility? O is 9 and I am carrying forward 2 from this entire story of 1 plus r plus t plus t. That means 9 plus 2 is 11, so I is coming out to be 1. This looks like a perfect story for me where I is equals to 1, okay, and O is 9. So now I know 9 plus 2 is 11. So I am carrying forward 1, so f plus 1 is s. So this is still possible, right? As I said, f can't be 1, f can't be 0. So f has only options like 2, 3. If f is 2, what about s? S has to be 3. If f is 3, s has to be 4. F can't be 4 because then s has to be 5, but it's already taken up. F can't be 5 also, F can be 6, if F is 6, S can be 7, if F is 7, S can be 8, if F is 8, S has to be 9, again that's not possible. There's still 4 combinations possible for F and S. Let's rule out the other cases and we'll understand. So now I understood this. Now I think we need to focus on this part. I understood that 1 plus R plus T will be like 20 plus something, because that's why I am carrying forward 2. So 20x, like if x is, let's say, imagine 4, so I am getting 24, something like it. So if I write it, it will be like 20 plus x. Okay. Why did I write 20 plus x? As I said, I need to carry forward 2 here. That means 1 plus R plus T must be like 21, 22, 23, 24 or something, because of which I am able to write 2 here and the remaining unit digit is written for x. Can x be 1? No. Can x be 2? Yes. Can x be 3? Yes. Can x be 4? Yes. Yes. X can't be 5, x can't be 6. X can be 6 and all of that. Okay. Now imagine this, 1 plus R plus T should there be 20 plus x. I see R and T can't be 9. The best options available for them is 8 and 7. Okay. These are the 2 best options for them. So let's try R as 8 first. 1 plus 8 plus T as 7. What do I get in this case? If R is 8 and T is 7. This is again case by case. I am just trying a case. So what do I get? 9 plus 7 plus 7 is what? 14 plus 8, 22 plus 1, 23. Okay. This is one case. That means x is 3 and then I am carrying forward 2 here. So 9 plus 2 is 11 and then I am getting 1 here. So that's what is happening. In that case, imagine in this case I am getting x is equals to 3, right, in this story. So in that case 3 is ruled out for both. I mean f can't be 2 because s has to be 3 in that case, and f can't be 3 because x is already ruled out. So there is only left 6 and 7 for it. So there is a problem here. I will just repeat it, right. If I get 1 plus R plus T, if I take R as 8 and T as 7, what is the value I am getting for x? I should be getting x as 3. 23, so this will be 3 and 20 is carried forward here. What was the problem with that? If x is 3, R is 8 and T is 7, right? Let me write with a different color to show you this. If x is 3, R is 8 and T is 7, okay, so y is not a problem, but T and F and S, right, can't take, F can't be 2. Why? If F is 2, S has to be 3, already x has taken 3, no, it can't happen. Can F be 3? No, F can't be 3. Why? Because if F is 3, X is already 3, contradicts. So F and 3 and S4 is also ruled out. Can F be 6? No. Why? If F is 6, then S has to be 7, but already T is 7. Can F be 7? No, because already T is 7. So all the cases are ruled out. So there is nothing left for F and S to pick. So this case is definitely not an acceptable case for us. So what is the other possible case? Let me do 1 second. Sorry. There's one more case, that is I do R is equals to 7 and T is equals to 8. We didn't try this, right? Let's try this. What do I get? 1 plus 7 plus 8 plus 8, which is 16 plus 24, which means x is 4, right? R is 7, T is 8. This looks fine for me. Why? In this case, F can be 2, S can be 3. There is no contradiction for S, and X can be 4, and automatically these places are being occupied with 7 and 8. Now Y is the only thing left out, which will be 6 automatically. You see, in this case nothing is contradicting. You try any other cases for R and T, like can R be 6 and T be 7 or something. If R is 6 for example, right, and T is 7, what do you get? 1 plus 6 plus 7 plus 7 is 21. 1 plus 6 is 7 plus 7 plus 7 is 21. In that case, what do I get? X as 1. The problem is I already have given I as 1. It can't be again X is 1, right? So this is ruled out. If I try R is 7 and T is 6, again you will get a problem. What is that? It will be 19 only if R is 7 and T is 6. So all the cases are ruled out. There is only one case that R has to be 7, T has to be 8. So automatically F will be 2 and S will be 3, such that 2 plus 1 is 3, and then I will get Y as 6. So what is the final answer? The final answer, I will just write with a different color, just give me, is this, that F is 2, O is 9, right, R is what? R is 7 and T is 8 and Y is 6. T is 8, E is 5 and N is O and T is 850. You see, if I add them technically, right, it should be equal to 60. What is 60 according to us? S is 3, I is 1, X is 4, T is 8 and it's 6. 31486 is what I should get, right? Let me add and show you. 6 plus 0 plus 0 is 6. 8 plus 5 plus 5 is 18. So 8 plus 8 plus 7 plus 8 is 24. So 2 plus 9 is 1 and 2 plus 1 is 3. 31486. That's the answer, right? So each values is this. F is 2, O is 9, R is 7, T is 8, Y is 6, E is 5, N is 0, S is 3, I is 1 and X is 4. I know this is definitely not an easier one. It took me more than 5 minutes actually to figure this out myself. I'll be very clear with that. If you ask me, I would have left this question if I see in the exam, right? So when you get cryptarithmetic questions like this are easy. Sometimes you'll get questions unless you find some questions which you have enough time to solve a question for 4-5 minutes. Try to get rid of the bigger cryptarithmetic questions, right? Practice a bit more to get used to this, and then you'll slowly judge what are the easier questions to attempt and what are the best questions to be left. Right, hope this is clear. If not, I would request you to watch it again, pause it, rewind and try on your own first, and then think of all the cases, and then slowly over time you'll get used to it. But this is a good question to practice so that you get through a clarity on how to think on these cryptarithmetic questions, right? So always it's good to practice harder questions so that you get used to solve easier questions in the exam. Right, thanks a lot. I hope it was clear and thanks for watching this video.